Working hard, got 2 jobs, Friday night, but thank you, Lord, there's 2 checks. It's 2 checks. Yeah. Game of spades, being a flight, I'm talking 10 straight books, you goddamn right. Now who's next? Off my table. Who's next? Yeah. Huh? I don't dance a boogie. Somebody tell a DJ, put on my song. We grown and we want a 2-step. You want a 2-step. That's the new flex. Yeah. 2-step to this. 2-step. Everybody come on. Come on.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dragon Riders Media. I am your host, Dragon Rider, and today we've got a fantastic AMA for you right here on the Worldwide Crypto Show. Man, it's been a while since I've done one of these, man, and I'm super excited, man. Let's welcome to the stage, Defi Shaun. Man, what's going on, baby?
What's going on, everyone? Doing great. How are you?
Oh, great, man. Fantastic, man. It's been a while since I had you on.
It's been a while. Yeah, I was on. That was probably been about 4 or 5 months ago. So a lot has happened since we last spoke. So
I know, man. You guys are always moving and grinding, man, and it definitely shows in all your work, dude. You do a lot of amazing stuff, man. If y'all haven't already, make sure y'all go over to this guy's channel. It is in the description. Shoot him like, follow, subscribe, all the jazz. Thumbs up on the video. So watch the stuff, man. Some great content over there. But now today, man, we gonna get into the new business. But before we do, let's get a little bit, let's get a little background on for those who may not know you. So how'd you get into DeFi?
So I got into crypto about 2017. First started trading Bitcoin. So I've been doing that for a while. So I kind of got into a trend of, I don't even think I've ever told this story, kind of got into a trend of trading like penny stocks and different things like that. And through that, I would hop on YouTube and watch a whole bunch of different people talking about it. And that's when the topic of SafeMoon started coming up. And I just kept seeing it. And I'm like, what is this whole SafeMoon thing? So finally decided to look into it. I came upstairs right here in my office where I'm talking right now, spent like 5 hours trying to figure out how to get money from here to there to here to go ahead and make a purchase on PancakeSwap for SafeMoon. So that was about 3 years ago now. So that was kind of my introduction to DeFi. Since then, I started getting involved with different projects. Most projects that I got into, I would be one of the bigger holders. So I would have a lot of incentives to kind of want to help out. I would do giveaways with my own tokens and my own money. And then I kind of, unwittingly created a following, which that kind of led into me and my buddy Mike creating Crypto on Cause Investing, which started off as like a call channel and a marketing company where we do all kinds of different things. And then that led into my YouTube channel, which is over a year old now. We have 20,000+ subscribers, do token reviews, do daily crypto updates, do all kinds of different things with it. Channel's doing wildly successful, and that kind of led us into creating Operation Phoenix, which is what we're here to talk about today. It's been over 100 days. In those 100 days, we've accomplished so many things, which again, if you want, I can kind of give a backstory to catch everyone up that maybe doesn't know what Operation Phoenix is. But yeah, we've been around for over 100 days now, absolutely crushing it. And we have a very, very big event going on tomorrow that we definitely want to touch on here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So how'd the idea for Operation Phoenix come about?
Yep. So one of the co-founders is Squid Grow Joe. He was formerly SafeMoon Joe. He never worked for SafeMoon or anything like that, but he at one point was their biggest influencer. And he started hearing a lot of things behind the scenes going on. That's when he kind of blew the whistle. Of course, got all kinds of hate because SafeMoon was still kind of in its run. So people didn't see, I guess, people looking at it as funding their investment. So that's kind of where the idea of Operation Phoenix was born with him, myself, and Mike. But with that, just kind of wasn't the right time because, again, not many people knew what was going on. But we wanted to kind of recreate that community and bring something that is real, something that has a lot of utility. So that's kind of how the idea was born. Now, once everything went down with SafeMoon, everything got super public. We kind of got together and decided now's the time. Let's launch this idea and really get everyone behind us. So if you want, I can kind of get into the birth of Operation Phoenix and stuff like that if you want me to continue.
Yeah, man, because I'm going to tell you what, dude, this is a great in perfect time for you guys to be launching on ETH, man, especially
It's
with the
perfect
market kind of
timing.
return, baby,
Uh-huh.
man. This is bro, it's right on the money. So yeah, man, let's get right on into the birth of Operation Phoenix.
Yep. So we knew that kind of having that loose connection to SafeMoon. Remember, for anyone listening, we have zero ties to SafeMoon. None of us were on the team, anything like that. But we did kind of have the, I guess, saying that we wanted to be what SafeMoon should have been. So it kind of started with security. You know, we had our contract made, got all the appropriate audits, had all the correct safety features to make sure that nothing was going to happen with the contract. We had a KYC through Assured DeFi with myself or anyone else that's involved that has ties to the contract, to the marketing wallet, anything like that. Obviously, myself and Joe are extremely doxxed. You see me right now. I'm always on my YouTube channel. I show my face. So does Joe. Then the next thing was kind of getting the right backing behind it. So we work with tons of different influencers with our marketing company. So kind of pitch the idea to everyone. We got Crypto Zeus, Crypto Atlas, Tyler Hill, Connor Kenny, Matt Perry, Zach Humphreys, all big time YouTubers. We had like a 20+ video campaign kick off our BSC launch, which, like you said, I think you said it went to like 110x at the all time high. Found a really good floor at around 20x. So we kind of had the backing, we had the security, and then that led us into making sure that we wanted to have utilities day one. So day one of launch, not only did we launch on PancakeSwap, but we also launched on Phoenix Swap, which was our very own DEX. Then also had our merch shop live. We also put our staking live, which has 37% of the supply stake day one. Currently, as we sit today, has more than 50% of the supply stake. So that's kind of the birth of it and where we kind of started with day one. We had the backing, we had the security, we had the utility. Now, since launch, we've created even more utility. So we can touch on that in a little bit. And then also, of course, we do have our bridge going over to Uniswap, which I am going to clarify. This is not a relaunch. This is not a migration. This is the same supply being taken from BSC and bridging over to ETH. So it's the same exact token. We're not relaunching. So just kind of want to make that very clear that BSC is our home. We're never leaving it. That's where the 100 million supply that we started with lives. You know, tokens got sent to Bitmark because we're on Bitmark. Tokens got sent to 2bit. Tokens are on Phoenix Swap. Tokens are on PancakeSwap. Now they're going to be sent over to Uniswap. So again, the supply is one and the same.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So with the DEX, what's different about the DEX than most of the other things that we've already seen being done?
All right, so we've already on V2 of our deck. So you're hearing me say Phoenix Swap. So our current LP lies on Phoenix Swap because it's locked. When it unlocks, we will be transferring it to V2 of our decks, which is Infinity Swap. Now with Infinity Swap, it's set up to where it's a true DEX. It's not just routing through Pancake or anything like that. You have to have your own LP on it, but we're kind of taking the opposite approach of PancakeSwap. So with PancakeSwap, they have all the hidden fees. They skim liquidity, basically taking your tokens, selling down your chart, things like that. Well, with our DEX, we have a $1 fee on any trade. A buy or a sell is only $1. Doesn't matter what the transaction is. Now, within that $1, obviously, we're going to have a lot of stuff supporting Operation Phoenix, but the token listed also gets a cut of that $1 going to buying and burning their token, going to the marketing wallet, so that they actually benefit from being on our DEX and they don't actually get hurt like they do on PancakeSwap. So that's the main utility that we have going right now. We're also partnered with DeFi Mark, who is our, not gonna say main, I guess Rebel Matt's our main, but he's one of our Solidity partners, and he's going to be implementing that surge technology to where we're going to have half of the underlying asset of the whole DEX only go up in value. So every single time a transaction is made on our DEX, be it a buy or be it a sell, the half asset, meaning the underlying asset that you're attached to, will always go up in value. So if there's 1,000 tokens and you have a token that is doing nothing, no buys, no sells, but everyone else is trading, your token will actually go up in value because our underlying asset will always be rising. Now that utility isn't live yet. We wanted to have it live day one, but he did kind of run into a hiccup that he is going to be able to solve. It's just taking a little bit of time. So again, the DEX is going to be something that's only bringing everything up in value. Now remember, the underlying asset will be going up. Your token very much can go up or down, but the underlying asset will be going up. And every single time a transaction is made with those transaction fees, not only are they cheaper than PancakeSwap, but it'll be benefiting the project that you're investing in. So that's kind of the basic premise of the DEX.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So what are you? So how are you going to navigate? Userability, I would say. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these up and coming dexes, they're very hard to navigate and stuff like that. So what are you doing to ensure that this is going to be simple, easy to use, and of course, like you said, to keep the fees down?
Yeah, so I mean the user interface is extremely easy. It's no different than hopping onto Pancake Swap. It's going to operate the
Okay.
exact same way. You got your drop down boxes, you connect your wallet. So as of right now, it's actually very simple. We don't have all the added features like Pancake Swap where you can lock tokens or and lock supply, stuff like that. So yeah, the user
Yeah.
interface is very extremely simplified. So yeah, that's the starting point. And yeah, we'll kind of grow as we go from there.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's awesome. Welcome, AI Brain. What's up, man? Welcome to the building. Nice to see you. So, moving forward, with some of your some more of the utilities. What you got next for us?
So we do have a swapper. We do have a swapper that does route through Pancake Swap. Now we call it a sellless swapper. So the benefits of using our swapper is that it never sells the contract. So if you use our swapper, as you know, most tokens that has a tax, those taxes are stored in the contracts in the form of the native token. When it hits a
Yeah.
certain threshold, the contract sells itself. So you have a sell on the chart, you have that red line on the chart. So with our swapper, you have the benefit of it being taken out up front. So those buys and sells never happen. So the swapper is a really good way with the seller's tech, which is cool, but also another cool way to get involved with Operation Phoenix if your project doesn't have the liquidity to go on our decks. So that's a really cool thing. Again, not every project will have the extra liquidity. We have our launch pad. We're going to be calling it Infinity Pad. We did have our first launch, which was super successful. We did 50
Yeah.
BNB in only about 2.5 hours. So that was our launch pad. We also have a partnership with PVP, which is a decentralized online casino, which we've already gotten revenue from that, doing $2,000+ already in buyback and burns. So again, we're always looking to make partnerships. We're looking to release utilities. After this Uniswap Dex, we're going to be going into our NFT marketplace. We have a token builder that's coming out that will allow you to build your token contract without having to get with a dev and pay maybe an obscene amount of money or potentially someone that you don't know if you can trust. So that token builder will be going live. We're going to have our very own wallet that's going to lead to our own blockchain that'll be down the road. So again, everything that we're doing is lining up. Tons of utility. We're doing things like this Uniswap listing, which we're doing a little bit different. I don't think I've ever seen it done the way that we're doing it. I've been on multiple other AMAs. We talked to some of the biggest people in the space. I don't think anyone's ever done it this way. And we'll kind of see how tomorrow goes. If it goes great, we may just be setting a new trend. But time will tell. We're less than 24 hours away. So yeah, it's super exciting to see how it goes.
Okay, so what kind of preparations have you done? Because with launches and stuff, and I know you've had a successful launch on BSC. What are you doing to prep for this next launch so that it's not going to be a negative impact on say via snipers and all this other stuff.
Yeah, so of course it started with security. We've been working on the bridge for over a month now. Bridge is 1000% secure. Contract's good.
Yeah.
Contract's ready to go. The dev that's launching it, he does kind of have some anti-snipe things in place. I don't really know. He doesn't even really share it with me. But there will be no doubt there'll be some snipers and everything that get through. That's something that's obviously really hard to get around. That will be happening. We don't blacklist wallets and things like that. So fortunately, if they get in, they're in. But we're going to be doing that. As far as
I think it's a good thing that you're not going to blacklist wallets and stuff because I've been in launches myself and legit buys now. And then next thing I'm like, okay, well, I done 10x. I'm gonna take a little bit of profit. And I can't sell. And then it's like, oh shit. Now it's a honeypot. Oh, what am I gonna do? And then I get reached out to the devs and stuff, and then it's like they blacklisted my wallet, and it's like, wait a minute, I didn't use no software or anything. I went straight on, Pancake Swap or whatever, and it's very frustrating. That also causes a lot of FUD because
it does.
Once one person, especially when they start panicking, once one person can't sell, next thing you know, that news gets flooded everywhere. and it's bad.
Oh no, yeah. Once that kind of happens, you know it happens. So yeah, we always have a no blacklist function in our contracts. As one of our devs, DeFi Mark, he actually built this contract. As he says, he treats bots as their humans. So it's just he kind of just accepts that it's part of DeFi and kind of just moves on from there. He always says, he just treats it as if they're normal people, because unfortunately right now it's just kind of a part of it. Because like you said, when you start doing stuff like blacklisting wallets, that's when you can also make other mistakes like blacklisting wallets of people that are legitimate and that are buying. So we just kind of distance ourselves from that, because within our 100+ days, we've had 0 exploits. We've had 0 hiccups in any way, shape, or form. We have 2 main Solidity devs. Everything we do is in-house to make sure that we don't have that. Because I kind of said it on the last AMA. It's like every single time you turn around and look at a project, there's some kind of exploit. There's some kind of issue. Staking gets caught, or there's always something.
Yep.
So, we've kind of prided ourselves. We're almost 4 months old. There's been 0 issues. So that's kind of a main point. We always say, and I've told people, we can probably be well on our way to almost starting the blockchain development, but it's very important to us that we don't use any third parties. We keep everything close to the vest. We develop as we go. We keep growing. So yeah, security is a top notch. And as you can tell by the history of what we have going on, it's working, and we're going to hopefully do everything in our power to continue that. Because like you said, reputation is everything. Once something gets out that something went wrong, it's very, very hard to recover from that, if not impossible, when you're dealing in crypto. Because we kind of have our mindset. There's so many rug pulls. There's so many scams. The second something happens, everyone just assumes the devs are involved. The devs are behind it. They're stealing your money. So again, it's a death sentence. So that's why we're doing our best to make sure that that does not happen with Operation Phoenix. We've worked too hard, come too far, built something too special to let something like that happen.
Yeah, man. And like I say, you guys have maintained a good name in the space, and that's, like I say, these days it's kind of hard to do, especially with everybody, well, not everybody, but with all the nefarious characters in this space, and the clowns and jokers that hide behind this screen, and to manipulate, take advantage of people, so for you to all to have your faces out there, your names out there, and to have what you guys got going on, and continuing to build on top of what you already have, because you already have successful running businesses, you know what I mean, and this is just another addition to help.
Exactly. So yeah, it's but yeah, if you want to get into it, we can kind of go over what we're gonna do with that Uniswap launch, kind of what makes it different compared to what other people do. But yeah, if you don't mind, we can hop into it.
Just
and kind
of what are there going to be any max wallets or max buys and sells initially, or are you just going to just let it be free for all?
So we're just going to let it be free for all. And I'm going to kind of explain why we're doing it that way. Now, even on the BSC side, the money that we had raised for this, we did limit that so that would create no whales. But when it came to the launch, we didn't limit anyone. There's no max wallets. There's no max transaction or anything like that. But yeah, I'll kind of get into it too. And it'll kind of make more sense on why we definitely wouldn't do that with this launch. Yep.
All right, man. Well let's get into the meat and potatoes.
All right. So kind of like our buddies over at Squid Grow, what they did, and there's nothing wrong with this. This is how a lot of people do it. They raised like $1 million in 8 seconds. All of it went to their LP on ETH. So if I'm not mistaken, they had their BSC. They launched on their ETH side with the same starting market cap as the BSC side, because they raised the funds. So we didn't want to do a big raise, because we didn't necessarily have the tokens, and we didn't want to do another type of pre-sale, because again, people don't like it. People more so like fair launches. So there's a lot of human psychology and thought process on why we're going to be doing this. So a lot of people are like, all right, well, then just launch with the same market cap. Not that simple. We have hundreds of thousands of dollars in LP on the BSC side. If we just open up a bridge, launch on ETH with a 2 million starting market cap and only $5,000 in LP, that just won't work. We have 300,000 on the BSC side, 5,000 on the ETH side. Obviously, can't be done. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be giving everyone kind of a second chance. So when we launch this, even though for a month in advance, we screamed at everyone, this is the next Safe Moon. Operation Phoenix is going to be where it's at. It's going to be a huge launch. Of course, no one wants to listen. Hindsight's 2020. After we took off, everyone's messaging me, Joe in particular, saying, why didn't you tip me off about this? Why didn't you let me know? Things like that. So what we're going to be doing is when we launched on BSC, we launched with a 0.001 starting price. We're going to be doing the same exact thing on ETH. Now on Bitmart and 2Bit, we did launch at a 50% discount to kind of take into account the price impact. So we're going to be launching on ETH. So we're bridging over 5 million tokens with $5,000 in ETH. Now that bridge has already been closed. No one can bridge over. There's no pre-sale tokens, as I said, no private sale tokens, no team tokens, no additional tokens. There's 5 million tokens on the ETH side. So we're going to go ahead and launch that. Now with those 5 million tokens is basically a fair launch. People are going to start buying, people are going to start selling, and we're going to let that ETH side build naturally in order to make its way up to that BSC side. Now, once everything kind of starts to level off, at that point, we're going to go ahead and think about and consider opening that bridge up when the time is right, because we don't want to screw over the ETH side, but we also don't want to mess over the BSC side. So we're going to take a route of kind of having a second chance to get involved with Operation Phoenix. Now, while that 0.001 price point will probably fly, like it within seconds, it's not going to be, you're not going to be buying at that price. But it's the same thing with BSC. So with this route, we're going to create excitement. We're going to create more exposure. We're going to be giving people a second chance, kind of hopefully re-injecting some life into the project. Like I said, not many people, if anyone, has done this before, at least not that I've seen. So again, it's just kind of a way to do something fun, do something exciting. Now, the one caveat is people say that there may be some new whales formed, those people that get in super early. I'm kind of hoping and betting that they probably will sell at a 5x, 10x. If I had to bet, when everything's settled, the ETH and BSC start to level out, a lot of those whales that initially were in will have already traded on the ETH side, which is their money to begin with on that ETH pool. So that's the one caveat. But when it comes to crypto, you got to buy marketing, you got to pay, you got to give tokens, you got to pay cash, whatever it may be. So this is the one trade-off, is that you may create another whale or two, but at the end of the day, we don't have any major whales anyway. So if that's the one trade-off, is that a few handful of whales are created, but we get this potentially millions of dollars in volume exposure on Uniswap, I think it's a very good trade-off. And again, it's not something you see done very often. We all know people like to copy in crypto. So if this goes off good, I mean, who knows? This might be kind of the new trend of the way people do it. You kind of bridge over to that other chain. It kind of recreates some life, brings us a new energy. If it works, we're already potentially thinking about going on to maybe base and different things like that. So if it works out like we think, we're just going to keep expanding, keep creating more LPs, keep creating more liquidity for the project and things like that. So this will be our 5th LP. We have Phoenix Swap, we have Pancake Swap, we have 2Bit, we have Bitmart. Now we're going to have Uniswap. So we're just going to keep building the project overall. And that's how we're going to be doing it on Uniswap. So we're also I'm not going to mention what I was about to say yet, but go ahead.
I just want to say, I really like the idea of what you guys are doing, because, like with any project, especially one that has, success like the BSC side, having people, or giving the opportunity for people to get in at a lower price point, like you said, it builds that momentum. It builds that especially going over to the ETH side, because we all know ETH side is usually where a little bit more people with a little bit more money resides, because of the fees associated with ETH. You know what I mean? But it's man, I really like that idea. That idea is so, like, who came up with that? I think you're muted.
So it was, sorry about that. I was muted. So it was my idea. Because I kind of said it like this. We kind of fall into trends. And with crypto, why are we following trends? Like 9.9 out of 10 projects fail. So why keep doing the same thing over and over again? It's literally the definition of insanity, that all these projects, you just kind of keep trying to follow that same roadmap. And you might get a good initial pump, but how do you keep that momentum going? So that's kind of how this idea was born, was how do we kind of keep that momentum going? How do we keep the excitement of Operation Phoenix alive and things like that? So again, we found our floor. Hopefully we're going to be able to raise it. If the ETH side pops off, that will no doubt lead to more buying and burning. Now, one final thing too about that. Let's talk about this. On the BSC side, we have 5% buy and sell tax, 4% going to marketing, which right off the bat, we have a marketing ledger. So anyone that wants to see where that marketing money is going, they're welcome to see it. We can post it in the chat, all that good stuff. So we have 4% going to marketing and we have 1% going to LP. Now on the ETH side, we're going to have 4% going to marketing and we're going to have 1% stored and bridge back over to BSC to burn the chart. Now we've already burned 5%. Now with that, all that burn is organic. So we actually have a project through our DEX, through our launchpad, through all those different avenues that's actually creating revenue, which I always say is very, very hard to do. So the staking, the buy it and burn it, all that's done through either tax money or revenue. So we're not just doling out supply to the staking APY, it's tokens that are bought. We're not just taking supply and burning it, it's tokens that are bought. So everything we do is with tokens that are bought, which is very important and extremely hard to do. A lot of projects don't have the funds to do that. They just burn down their supply. They just send out tokens that for stakers.
It's like who paid for that? You know what I'm saying?
Well, no one. Exactly. No one paid for it. That's the problem. There's no LP attached to it.
Well, okay. Well, what's that going to do for us? You know what I'm saying? Because people get that confused. They're like, yeah, we're going to burn 50% of our supply, and then the chart doesn't move, and investors don't understand why. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like,
yep.
You got to have money coming in for that to work.
Yep, it's just almost like a gimmick. Now, if you buy 50% of the supply and burn it, that's a whole different story. You're gonna see some crazy price movement. So now when we do our buying and burning, we do it in increments. Obviously, we don't want to just put a $10,000 or $12,000 buy on the chart. Then at least the people dump it. So it's always slow and steady, 1,000, or 1,500, 2,000, 1,000, things like that. So we kind of spread it out to make the chart healthy, make sure that no one takes advantage of it. Whenever we do it, we'll always do it, and then we'll send over the transaction hash after it's done. Obviously, you don't want to tip people off because you know how the space is.
People will say make it just a surprise because you already know there's people waiting by their button and they're gonna be like, oh, they're getting ready to do this. Let me go ahead and buy up a bunch real quick, and then you inject that liquidity, and then next thing you know, boom, you got a big sell.
Exactly. Yep. So you put all the liquidity just for someone to basically steal it to a certain extent. So So again, everything we do is thought out. We're trying to do things differently. We're trying to build a project to really get behind. Another thing I always like to say, if you go check out Joe's now, so my channel wasn't around basically in the last bull run, but you check out Joe's channel, some of our other big partners, Zeus, Atlas, all these big names, they lost a lot of people in the bear market. Of course, their views are not what they were, but no doubt when that bull market rolls around and we are really in that bull market and we are doing billions and billions of dollars in volume and all those people start to flood back, so many people, when Joe used to get 25,000 view videos, those people are going to come back. They're going to want to know what Joe's up to. Well, guess what Joe's up to? He started Operation Phoenix. So it's like, we have no doubt we are laying the infrastructure to absolutely explode when that time is right. So so many people obviously got behind us. They got the 50% staked. That number for the most part just continues to grow. So we're just building. No doubt, I'm saying we're getting ready for it like we haven't done anything. We 110x, which is awesome. We're sitting at a solid 20x right now, haven't even come close to touching launch price, which again, a lot of projects can't say. A lot of projects go down below launch price after a day or two. So we've already done a lot. But we're going to keep going. And when that time is right and that volume really floods back in and, we go from that $1 trillion crypto market cap to that 4 trillion, it'll hopefully really be really big game changer, and Operation Phoenix will kind of be in the forefront. We also label ourselves the ecosystem of 2024, which, something that we really stand behind. Okay. And we're gonna be the ecosystem of 2025, 2026, and we're not stopping here in 2024. We're going to keep going. And I have no doubt when that volume starts to come back, Operation Phoenix will be one of the first things they see when those people start flooding back into YouTube and different things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so we're hearing all this positive stuff. So what kind of negative things did you guys kind of go through to get this implemented and to get this up and going? You know what I mean? Like, there's always we always hear about the successes, but let's talk about some of the failures you had to go through to reach this point.
Oh yeah. So just like anyone else. So I will say this. So the one thing about us is with Crypto on Cause Investing, we've aided a lot of projects and launching that our names were not attached to. We were just in the background. They were getting YouTube videos from us. They were doing raises in our private rooms. They were doing different things like that. Excuse me. So we had the advantages of seeing what works and what didn't work. Now, we had multiple projects that we launched before this. We had one of them, Moonpot, was a crazy stupid level of success. That one did like a 252x. After that, which that one was a huge success, we did the Superman token, which absolutely fell apart. The influencers that were supposed to be there didn't show up for us. There's just a whole bunch of different factors that didn't go right with that. And then that's kind of when we parlayed that into Operation Phoenix, because those funds were never spent. So that kind of, led us into something that came out to be amazing, which again, in hindsight, I'm happy the way everything played out, because, we were able to take those failures and turn it into a huge success for everyone involved. No one even remembers that because we spun it into something so huge and so successful. But yeah, everyone in crypto, you kind of got to take your battles, your battle wounds when you're going through it, because starting a crypto is one of the hardest things you could probably do. Your success rate, I mean, I haven't actually looked at any statistic, but it's like 1% to run a successful crypto project. Almost no one makes it, whether it be a lot of people don't want to make it because they're scamming, or it's just that hard. After you launch, you run into the problem of everyone losing interest, things like that. It's not moving fast enough, so people start selling. So it's just a very, very hard thing to navigate. And we think we kind of figured out exactly how to do that. So yeah, that's kind of our backstory for people that don't know. Most people that have been here from the beginning kind of know that backstory, but yeah, it never hurts to tell our backstory. Again, failure, there's nothing wrong with that. Failure makes you stronger. You learn lessons and things like that. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that and that's what I try to reiterate and try to explain to people, that crypto and these businesses that start up in crypto, they aren't all seeing instant success. They do go through trials and tribulations when to get to a product. They might have a couple ideas and to get that product started, but you, like with any kind of tech or anything, you do a lot. You have to test, fail, test, fail, test, fail until you get to that okay, test, success. And it's like, oh, okay, now we got something to build off of. You know what I mean? So I really applaud you guys for continuing to stick at it even through your failures, and to bring something truly amazing, and with everything that you have planned out, and it really sounds like you guys got your A game together, man. This is
for
exciting
sure.
stuff.
Another thing too, I want to point out now, I do have an extremely successful YouTube business. Again, kind of separate to a certain extent from Operation Phoenix. So I do really good from there. That's where I make my money. In crypto, I don't make it through trying to sell Operation Phoenix and things like that. But one thing I will say is Operation Phoenix is the last project that I'm ever doing. It's either going to be a wild success coming into this bull market, or it's not. But yeah, this is definitely the last project that I'm doing. Like I said, I've learned my lessons. We kind of think that we found the right formula with Operation Phoenix. I think that thus far, it's definitely proven that we have. We're trying different ideas like this Uniswap launch. But yeah, I'm never going anywhere. Operation Phoenix is our baby. It's what we're sticking with. And this is definitely the last thing that we're ever doing. Plus, it does integrate really well into our marketing company. That's why we were able to have such a successful raise on our launch pad, was because we already had a built-in infrastructure for raising money and things like that. So kind of the two kind of come together with the DEX, with the launch pad, with the upcoming NFT marketplace and things like that. So yeah, we're really building a cool product. We do like to kind of say it's decentralized. All the revenue that comes in goes back either to the chart or to pay, web developers and things like that. Same thing with the token contract. That's why we call ourselves founders. We don't call ourselves core team or anything like that. We're just kind of the face of it. So yeah, we're kind of trying to keep it kind of decentralized to where we're just kind of glorified community members, basically, is what I like to kind of refer to ourselves as. Because obviously you have to have some kind of leader for something like this. This isn't a meme token where the contract just runs itself. There are things that need to be done. So yeah, we're just kind of, I guess, the spokespeople for it. But yeah, again, like you said, really think that we found the formula with Operation Phoenix, and it's already been a wild success, and I see it continuing.
Yeah, man. Like, and the name alone, I mean, it really embodies what you guys are achieving. You know what I'm saying? You know, through your failures, you've been reborn with the BSD side. Now you're getting an extra little bit of rebirth with the ETH side. You know what I mean? And dude, that
Exactly.
I love the whole concept. I love the whole idea, man.
It's
This is it's some truly amazing information.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. And so if you don't know this, Operation Phoenix was almost like a subsidiary. I don't even know what you want to call it of SafeMoon. They were always talking about how huge Operation Phoenix was going to be. Don't think it ever came to fruition. So that's kind of where the basic premise of Operation Phoenix. But yeah, it's kind of the whole thing, Phoenix rising from the ashes. It just fit.
Yeah.
Everyone loves the name. Yeah. So that was kind of
Yeah, I
the
see the
tie that
poster
we had.
behind. I see the. I've been wanting to question you about that poster behind you because the poster is dope. I love the design, but it's like okay, Operation. Then you got Safe Moon in the middle. So I was going to ask you where that came from.
So when wrong side. So when we launched, that was our logo. Now, because it was kind of again,
Ah,
so it was kind of like the Safe Moon with the logo in the middle, but we had now again, it's not a phoenix, it's a dragon, which kind of ties into our blockchain, but that's something we'll talk about in a later episode. So that was the original. I kind of just kept it up there for kind of just nostalgia purposes, but our new logo has that same dragon, but in it has the infinity logo, which obviously you saw it.
different.
So yeah, I kind of just kept it up there. I actually have the new poster in. I just didn't put it up because I kind of just felt like leaving it up there. It's kind of where we started. So as of right now, I'm just kind of leaving the original one up there. Yep.
Yeah, it's a good talk. It's a good talking piece too, man. Because it's
For
kind of
sure.
interesting. Like you just told me something I didn't even know about. About Safe Moon. I didn't know that was a potential. Whispers among the Safe Moon community. The Project Phoenix thing. So, hey, you learn something new every day in DeFi, baby. I'll tell you what.
No, you never stop learning. That's for sure. It's DeFi. I mean, not even about Operation Phoenix, but DeFi is just such a new space. That's why I don't like to give time frames. Stuff's so hard to pinpoint. No one here is an expert. It's so new. The blockchain developers, the devs, in my opinion, no one's an expert. We're all kind of just learning on the job and learning as we go is what I kind of always say about DeFi. Again, another thing with Operation Phoenix is we don't give time frames for that. Because usually when you miss that time frame, people get bullish and things like that. And there's just always that unforeseen thing that happens when you're developing something. So yeah, we never give time frames.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So any last little tidbits for us?
No, like I said, I'm really hoping this is going to be huge. Not only do we have all of our YouTube partners, we've since partnered with CoinMerger, which I did an AMA earlier today for them. We partnered with Crypto Frogs, with Rudes. We just landed a partnership with Gandalf. He just released his first tweet today.
Oh, nice.
So many different avenues, so many different partnerships. So not only are we doing a similar launch to BSC, but since then we have so many more people backing us. So we're hoping this ETH launch is BSC on steroids. Like you said, ETH price last I looked, is it like 3,700 or something crazy? Like ETH skyrocket. So it's like obviously we couldn't have planned it better. And you know what's funny? Is that's exactly how it went with the BSC side. So typically when you launch a crypto project, like we did with one of our previous tokens, nothing ever seems to go right. Well, on the BSC side, this project, everything, even stuff that we couldn't plan, it just kept falling in the line. And so far over this past week, that's how everything's been with this ETH side. It just keeps falling in line, almost like it's meant to be. Everything just keeps working out perfectly for us. So yeah, hopefully we just keep riding that wave. And yeah, tomorrow, hopefully we have a $4,000 ETH by tomorrow, and we just keep riding that wave and keep it going. Oh, you're good. Can you hear me? Oh, you froze. You froze for me now. Oh, not sure if you guys can hear Dragon Rider. He's actually not in his normal studio, so he may be having some connection issues. At least I don't think it's me. Let's see if he's here. But yeah, I'm assuming everyone can hear me. But yeah, that's what I was saying was hopefully by tomorrow we do have that $4,000 ETH or approaching it, and we kind of just keep bringing that momentum forward and take that into the ETH launch, which hopefully will be parlayed into tons of volume, tons of marketing money. But I'm assuming you can hear me, right? Yeah, you kind of.
Yeah, I can hear you now. This hotel Wi-Fi does not like.
That's what I just told the audience, that you you're in a hotel, got that bad Wi-Fi. But I was saying,
road, man.
I don't know if you heard me, but I was saying hopefully tomorrow we'll start approaching that $4,000 ETH. And like I said, everything just seems to fall in line for Operation Phoenix. So like I said, we're just going to keep riding that momentum. We're going to keep building. And, you always have, like I said, those side factors that you can't predict or can't control. And those side factors just kind of keep just lining up for us. So hopefully, again, that luck continues and we just keep building.
Yeah, man, it's great, man. It's great info, and I appreciate you coming on and withstanding my bad Wi-Fi situation.
No, it was just the very beginning and the very end. Other than that, it was all good. Yeah. Yep.
Man, that's fantastic, man. And I'm really excited for this. I'm definitely rooting for you guys, with everything, because I've seen what you guys have gone through myself, and that's why I kind of just wanted to get you to touch on that a little bit, because it with any business, there are growing pains with that, and people need to understand that, hey, this not every idea is going to be a success, but you know what, when you come across that idea that just hits and clicks, and like you said, it just, everything just seems to fall in line and to move forward with stuff. And so, big hats off to you guys and congratulations on everything. And I'm definitely going to be applauding and rooting for you on this next launch, man.
Appreciate it. But yeah, no, like I said, I don't mind bringing up past failures. I mean, I think in real life, my real life businesses, I think I'm batting like 3 for 10. Because again, it's hard. Starting businesses are hard. Now, those 3 businesses that are successful were hugely successful, and then 7 failures. But no one remembers those failures because again, the success is kind of always shine. But yeah, man, business is hard. If anyone tells you they started 10 businesses and they've all been wildly successful, yeah, they either are lying or they're not taking chances because it's hard. No doubt about that.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, and then one, I don't know if you want to say, but one bit of news that for everybody is that the ETH side, or actually the ETH and the BSC side, will be listed on Link's crypto app at launch. So at launch, you'll be able to view the value of your tokens before they get listed on anywhere else. You know what I mean? So it's a big round of applause for you guys. Like I say, and those listening will
your Wi-Fi is definitely messing up.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I think we lost them. But yeah, as you were saying, we are going to be listed on Link's Crypto. If you haven't checked out their app, highly recommend you go check out their app. You can get the value of all your tokens in your wallet before they're on CMC, CoinGecko, anything like that. It's actually a really cool app. They have a really good community and things like that. So giving them a plug, Giant Rider. I don't know if you can hear me, but yeah, I think that will do it for today's episode, though.
Well, sorry about that. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I'm going to go ahead and end this before I get cut off again, and we will see y'all later.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit. Got a monster inside of me. You better watch out if you ignite me. A road ahead of full prophecy to be the greatest beast the world has ever seen. I feed him every day.